Everyone, you're welcome. In this video I'm going to teach you how I made this top with an asymmetric neckline and also an asymmetric hemline. The sleeve here is a funnel shape stylish sleeve. I'll teach you how to make this, and it does not have a slit by the side. You can see it has a joining right here. I did not use up to 1.5 yards of Ankara fabric for this top, and you can make use of 1.5 if you're on the bigger side. Here is the outcome after I was done. You can see the front part. This is how it looks like, and you can see how it came out. So you can see the shape is well placed, and you can see the sleeve. It's all looking nice. And here is the back after I was done, and you can see the shape came out so nice. So without wasting much of our time, let's get right into the video. Thank you for watching. Now this is the pattern paper, and I have my starting line marked already. I'll mark the bust point of 11 inches, on the bust of 14.5, waist of 18 inches, and the hemline of the 26.5 inches. So I'm going to start marking the lines just as you can see me doing. After that, I'll come here to the shoulder line, and I'm going to mark my 7.5 inches shoulder line. I'll mark the neckline of 3 inches. I'll come down by 1 inch from the shoulder slope, and I'm going to make a basic bodice here. So I'm going to come down here by 8 inches for my armhole length. I'll divide what I have here by 2, come in by ½ inch, and I'm going to connect this line on a straight line like this. Then I'll mark the bust measurements of 40 inches, and I have 10 inches right there. I'll mark it. So I'm going to make my armhole curve here right like this. After that, the next thing I'm going to do is to mark my nipple to nipple point of 4 inches. 4 inches, and I'm going to mark it the same on the hemline, which is also the hip line. So pardon me, and let me write the bust point on the bust line, waist line, and the hip line. So I've marked the straight line, and the next thing I'm going to do is to come to this part here, and I'm going to just connect the line and make the chest line visible, and I'm going to mark it later. So the underbust measurements I have is about 32 inches. So I'm just going to minus it from the waist round, which is 34, and I have 2 inches left. So I'm going to share it on both sides here, and I'm going to mark 1 inch on both sides of the underbust. I hope you understand. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark the same value on this part here, the hemline, and I'm going to just mark it like so, as you can see me doing. And this is what I have here. So I'm going to just come down by about ½ inch on this part here. You can mark 3/4. So I marked 3/4. You can mark 1 inch if you are working with a bigger bust. So I'm just going to connect the lines as you can see me doing right here. Now the next thing I'm going to do is to come here to the shoulder line and divide the value that I have there by 2. So I've marked it now, and I'm going to connect that line into the 3/4 inch I came down by from the bust line. I hope you understand. So after that, the next thing I'm going to do now is to come here and make my line, the chest line, visible with a faint line just like this. And then I'm going to get my tape. I'm just going to mark this part here. Then I'm going to get my tape, and I'm going to come in by the chest line I'm working with is about 39 inches. So I'm going to minus 1 from the bust point, but the bust round is 40, the chest line is 38. So I'll mark ½ inch on both sides. I hope you understand. So the difference between the bust point and the chest line, the bust round and the chest round is 1 inch. So I shared it into 2, and I marked it here. I hope you understand. So if your chest round is whatever it is, just minus it and share it on both sides, so you can have a firm chest round. Then I'm going to connect it into the shoulder line like so to make a dart. I hope you understand. I'll make a dart like this, and I'm going to get what I have there, whatever value I have there. I'm just going to divide it into 2, and I'm going to mark it right here. So I hope you understand. I'm going to do the same thing here so that I can have a, so that I'll have a correct measurement on the armhole and it will fit properly. So I'll just get it there and get what I have here as well. So I just want to get what I have here as well. Whatever value I have here, I'm going to divide it into 2, and I will mark half of it right here. I hope you understand. So I'll divide it into 2, and I'm going to mark whatever I have. I'm going to mark it right here, just like so. I'm going to do the same thing on this part so that I can have a correct value. Then I'm going to connect those 3 lines together, this one straight to make the point we have there already. Then I'm going to connect these ones right here together. Then I'm going to just mark it like so, and I'm going to cancel the first armhole we have already, just like this, so that I will not be confused. Then after doing that, now the next thing I'm going to do is to come right here, get the bust point. I'll just measure whatever I have on this bust chest line, and I'm going to mark it on the bust point as well. So I'm going to mark the value right here. I'll come to the under bust line. I'll mark 32 divided by 4. I'll mark it right, the value right here, and I'm going to add the 2 inches here. I'll mark it like so. I'll mark the waistline of 34 inches. It will give me 8.5. I'll mark the 8.5. I'll mark the 2 inches, and I'm going to put down the value. On the hip line I'm working with is 44, which gives me 11. I'll mark my 11 inches, and I'm going to mark my 2 inches for that, and I'll connect these lines together as you can see me doing. Please, if there is any point here you do not understand, kindly ask me in the comment section. I'll be willing to respond to you. I hope you understand. So just mark it like so, and I'm going to connect the lines. Then the next thing I'll do is to get my bust dart. So I'm going to come here by the difference between the 2 waists, back and front, and I'm going to mark 1.5 is the one I'm working with. I'm going to mark it right here. Then I'll just mark it like so. Then I'm going to extend this line like so. Then I'm going to just cancel this part here so we will know what we are cutting out and we will not be confused. I hope you understand. So what I'm going to do next now is to open up one dart to be able to close the other dart. So now what I'm going to do now is to, I have this pattern on folds, please, I did not tell you, I have it on folds. So I'm going to transfer what I have on this part now to the next part. I hope you understand. I have it on folds so we can be able to cut the neckline, the asymmetric neckline and hemline. I hope you understand. So I have the pattern on fold, please. So I've drafted it out, and I've drafted it out on the other part. You can make use of your tracing wheel, or you can just mark it and mark it out on this side as well. So here is what I have after I was done. I have everything that I have on the first side and the second part as well, and they are equal. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to draft our neckline. So I'm going to open up this shoulder dart here up onto the bust point. I'll open up the bust dart as well so that I can close the shoulder dart. I hope you understand. So I'll close up the bust dart like so. I'll tape it down, and I'm going to reshape this line from the waistline to the armhole line like so. Then I'll open up these parts as well so I can close up the shoulder dart. Please do not be confused on this part at all. So now I'm going to cut out the dart that I have on the shoulder dart. I'm going to cut one side here. Please carefully cut it out and just watch what I'm doing. And I'm going to cut the other side right here as well. This is just a way of tightening our chest line and making it relaxed properly. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to cut it out like so. Then I'm going to put it together like this on the part that the dart starts from. This part here, make sure that they are colliding like this, they are merging properly, and then I'm going to tape it down. I hope you understand. I'm going to tape it down like this. Make sure that this line are matching perfectly, then you tape it down. Carefully do that so that we can get a perfect neckline. So I'm going to tape it down like this, and here is what I have. I've done the same thing to the other side, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to just remark I'm going to remark this line here, the shoulder line, because there is a little bit difference around there. So I'm just going to remark it like so. Now that we have a perfect neckline here, I'm going to come in by ½ inch here. So my total neckline will be 3.5 inches. So I'll be marking it on this side and not on, so you can mark it wherever you want. So I want mine on this side here. Then I'm going to, if you want to start from here to here, you can mark it like this, but I want to go in a little bit from mine. I hope you understand. So I'm going to come in by 1.5 inches here. You can see the neckline I'm working on. So I'm just going to come in here by 1.5 and I'll mark it like so. I hope you understand. So I'll come from these 3.5 inches here and just use my pencil to make a curve around here. You can actually do whatever you want at this point, whatever neckline you want. After taping this neckline together, just start and draft whatever neckline, just style it anyhow you want it. So this is how I want mine, and I'm first of all making use of a pencil. So if I have anything I want to adjust, I can adjust it before making use of the marker. So after that, this is what I have. I'm okay with what I have, so I've used the marker to make it more visible, just as you can see me doing. And this is the neckline I'll be working with. So now the next thing I'm going to do, if you want this type of neckline, this type of curve, the bust, you can see this type of curve. So all you just need to just come here and mark 2 inches, mark this into the midpoint here, and just mark it back into the armhole like this. I hope you understand. I hope you understand. So this is just how to get this one. It is very simple like that. This is how you're going to get it. And this is for the other side. I'm just going to do the same thing on this other side as well, and you get that shape. So after getting that shape, you can do whatever you want. You can style it however you want it. I hope you understand. So but this is what I am going to be working with now, and I already have it here. So you can just bring the shape like this, and it has a net, so whatever you want you can do. So what I'm going to do is to also reshape this part here, so we do not have a shortage. And I'm done with that. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to cut the darts on the down part as well, so we can shape the hemline, shape our hemline and give it the asymmetric design it has around there. I hope you understand. We're cutting out the darts just as you can see me doing. So you carefully open the shoulder dart so we can be able to cut out the darts on the bust here. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to properly cut. That is why I shaded it, so that we can know what we are cutting out. So I'm going to close back my dart right here. You can leave it like that, or you can close it back if you wish. So I am done right here. So I'm just going to open it again. Then I'm going to, I hope you can see what we have. So this is what we have. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut it out from the sides, and I'll cut it like so. I hope you can see the way I'm cutting it out. And when I get to this neckline, so I'll tape it back, you understand, so that I can cut out the neckline first. Please carefully do this. I hope you can see the way I'm cutting out the neckline. So here is the neckline, and I'll start cutting here as well. Please pay attention and make sure that you do not make any mistake around here. And I'm going to cut it like this. I hope you can see. I hope you can see the way I'm cutting it. just like so. So I'm going to open this part up as well. So we are going to have this separately like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to place this on each other and make sure that the underbust are matching. Repeat the same thing for this side, and I'm going to tape it down so we can mark our asymmetric hemline. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my tape now. From this side here, I'll come down by 4 inches. From this side here, I'll come down by 1.5. From the midpoints, I'll just mark the end points. And from this side here, I'll mark 4 inches as well, because the sides has to match. I hope you understand. So I'll be connecting those lines as you can see me doing, like this. So you can actually style this down part however you like. So I'm just trying to do what we have on the picture. That is why I'm doing this. So I'm just going to mark it like this, and I'm going to connect these lines and these lines together as well. I hope you understand. So I'll mark it like this. So if you want your shape here to be longer, all you need to do is just add paper to this side, extend this line here, and then you connect it back into this place. Simple as that. So I'm just going to mark 1 inch here to extend the hip, to give the hip an extension. I'll mark 1 inch like so, and I'm going to reshape it here. I hope you understand. I will do the same thing for this other side as well. So I've marked 1 inch right there. I hope you can see it. So I'm going to cut it out like so. I'll cut it out like so. So just as you can see me doing. And now I'll cut the same side as well. So now you can separate it, and this is our front part. So for the back, I have my 1 inch zipper allowance, 7.5 inches for the neckline, 3 inches, 7.5 inches for the shoulder, 3 inches for the neckline, and my shoulder slope is already there. My 8 inches for the chest line. I have 16.5 for the waistline, because you understand we've already minused 1.5. I'll bring back the front part and measure what we have from the waistline to the hemline. It is 8 inches. I have my 8 inches right here. I hope you understand. So I'll start marking. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark my, here I'm going to just divide what I have here by 2, which is 8, and this is going to be 4. I'm not going to come in by anything. I'm just going to mark my 10 inches here for the bust round, and I'm going to just connect the from the armhole curve straight up. I'm not going to come in by anything here. Just our normal basic bodies. So I'm going to come in by nipple to nipple from here, 4 inches. I'll mark it here, and I'm going to mark it on the hemline as well. I hope you understand. So I'm going to connect these lines together just like so. From the waistline, I'll come in by 1/2 inch on both sides. If you want to make it of 3/4 inch, it's okay. I'll come up here by 2 inches. I'll come down from the chest line by 1 inch, right, like so, and I'm going to connect my dart just like so. I hope you understand. Please, if I'm too fast, just pause the video and try to rewind it and replay it and understand what I'm doing. Please kindly subscribe to my channel if you have learned something in this video. So I'll come here. I'm making use of the shoulder dart, so I'll come here and divide what I have there by 2, and I'll mark it into the 1 inch I came down by, like so. So the next thing I'm going to do is to mark. I have my 10 inches there already, so I'm going to mark in, remove the zipper bulge here. I'll mark in 1/2 inch on the waistline. I'll connect it into the, I'll connect it up here to where the dart gets to. I hope you understand. I'll connect it right here, and I'll also connect it to the down part as well. I hope you understand. So the next thing I'm going to do is to measure what I have there. The waistline is 8.5. I'm going to return this 1/2 inch, and also 1 inch for the waist dart. So here I mark my 11 inches, and I will not add anything because I don't have any dart around there. I hope you understand. So I'm just going to connect it just like so, and you can give this part shape as well if you wish. So I'm going to come down by 4 inches here because the front and the back side must match. It has to match. So I'll just shape it down into this line, and I'm going to shape it. I'm going to change my ruler and shape it just as you can see me doing. You can shape it however you wish. You can style it however you like on this part. I hope you understand. So after doing that, now I'll come out by the exaggerated 1 inch. So in case you have any issues around here, all you need to do is just bring the side front and match it from the waistline here, and then you can just mark it and have the same shape by the side, the same length by the side. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I hope you understand. So I'll just bring it like this and match it together. So I'll mark wherever it gets to, and that is how to get it. So here I'll come down by 1 inch. You can come down by 1.5, and I'm going to mark my, so I've come out by ½ inch here. So the total neckline I have, I hope you understand. So I'll come out by ½ inch here. So the total neckline I have here now is 3.5, just the same way as I have in the front, and I'm going to connect it just like so, and I'll extend it outside here like this into the zipper allowance mark. So I am done cutting the part, drafting the part, so I'll cut it out just as you can see me doing like so. I hope you understand what I have taught so far, and you can see the way I'm cutting it out. Please, this video is long actually now, so I'll be stopping here and I'll continue in the next video. I'll drop the next video in the next 2 days, almost immediately after this, and I'll teach you. I'll continue from there. So here is where you're going to be stopping this video. If you have learned anything, please just kindly subscribe and turn on your post notification so you can get notified whenever I upload a new video. So we are going to continue from where we stopped in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye. I appreciate you guys.